If you're wanting to get your first IT job without previous experience and you're wondering about the best way to do it, you're at the right video. Jayson, who we're speaking to today, was actually able to land his job in IT with no degree. Also, Jayson went down the job listing of his actual job that he got, and listen to this, y'all. Part of the requirement was you had to have an associate's degree in computer science. He didn't have that. You had to have 1 to 4 years experience in help desk. He didn't have that. Certifications, it said A+, Network Plus, Security Plus, and at the time, he didn't have any of them. In this video, we're gonna listen in on how he got his first IT job without having most of those major job requirements and how you can do the same. Let's get to it. So Jayson, can you tell us who you are and what you currently do in the tech industry?
All right, so I'm Jason. I'm from Connecticut. Right now, I'm an IT help desk specialist. Been one since a year ago, actually, 2 days from now. So 2 days from now will
Oh,
be my 1 year anniversary breaking into the IT field.
awesome, man. That's awesome. Well, congrats to you. A little early 1 year anniversary. Congrats to you on that.
That's right.
Yeah. So as far as take us back a little bit, what was your education background and your career situation like before you found course careers?
Let's see. So about 13 years ago, I started college. I had gone in for computer engineering, but I think I was a bit in over my head back at that time, a little young, a little dumb. Thought that my smartness during high school and middle school could carry me through college. Didn't seem to be what it was. So after a couple years, dropped out, did some jobs. So first I was at FedEx, and I was still at FedEx while I found the Course Careers course. And before I got my current job, I was at Amazon. Yeah, that's the background.
Okay. Awesome, awesome. Okay. So with it sounds like you were basically in the after school, you were basically in the same fields, right? Amazon and FedEx, that
Yeah,
was
yeah.
kind of around the same. So what were some of your biggest frustrations around that time or challenges that you had in those previous career paths?
I think it was more on my side. I think it was more of the stagnation, feeling too comfortable. I suppose at the time, not a ton of motivation really, but like around COVID and all that time, like I was looking up a lot of stuff about health and all that to try to get better mentally, physically. And I think that also propelled me into the IT field as well. Like it all bubbled in together. So I wouldn't really say it's more of a frustration on the job side. I think it was more on my side, really.
Okay. Yeah. I mean that happens to a lot of people, man. When it starts to get stagnant, you're trying to figure out, okay, what can I do now or next, looking in that direction. And so with that, when you were looking, what initially attracted you to like IT and course careers? What got your attention there?
Well, I've always been into computers,
Right.
and of course, I went into college for computer engineering at first. But as time went on, like here and there, when I would look up stuff about IT on the internet, I was like, well, I can do that to step below, if you will, engineering, but it still would work. But I would look it up, whether it be course careers or some other IT cohort or anything like that. And I'd be like, okay, I'll put this off till probably a few weeks from now, whatever. When I had seen course careers, I think it was late 2022, and I don't know if this is true or not, but there might have been a promotion. So I thought to myself, might as well spend the cash because this might actually go somewhere, and I kind of feel like this will take me somewhere because I knew that IT or the course is going to be about networking and stuff like that, which I do at home already. So I thought I can grasp this. So bought the course, immediately went into it, and it was pretty good. I guess we're going to get into that a bit later, but
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we definitely are. And sometimes when people see the programs and things like that, it's not quite as simple as, all right, I saw it, they have a promotion, let me go ahead and buy this course. But what's that for you? Did you
yeah.
have any main concerns or doubt before you started course careers, like before you actually purchased?
Well, I think with anything, when you see something on the internet, that'll make claims about something like, oh, in 6 months you're going to be X, Y, and Z. Of course, there's some skepticism. It's pretty normal to have that
Yeah.
skepticism. I think I looked on it on YouTube a little bit, saw what people said about it. Is Course Careers legit? And it seemed legit to me. And even if it wasn't, I was willing to take the risk to go in there and see what kind of content it had because it had something. So I was like, let me just jump into it.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes we can do all the research we can, and then we just have to take that leap and figure it out
That's
for
right.
ourselves
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, and
that's
and
right.
so you purchased it while you were going through it. How did your mindset change as you were going through the course? It started off like, hey, I don't know if this is legit or not, but as you were going through it, the information that you were learning, how did that change around that?
Yeah, I knew it was immediately legit the first time I had taken or looked at the courses. And it was definitely a mixture of stuff that I already knew that wasn't really formed like in a puzzle piece. Like I had all the pieces of the puzzle, but it wasn't really put together before going into the course. And once I went through the videos and the lectures that Josh put up, I was like, oh, okay, like this is a real formed way to learn networking and IT. So I was really impressed by it.
And that's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome there. And so how long did it actually take you to complete the course and then get a job in IT help desk?
So here's the thing. So I finished the lectures of the course, I would say 4 or 5 weeks, I would say, if that much. But the thing about it is, I didn't take the test right away. I waited a good while to take the test, and I saw Josh talking about this on his YouTube channel. May not be the best practice, but once got the grasp for everything that was going on within the course, and I also did another thing on the side as well with the Google course, I put it on my resume. I actually didn't do the proctored exam until after I got my first job. So I had course careers on my resume, but I didn't finish the proctored test yet. I kind of got into a little hula hoop. Like, I guess we'll talk about this later as well. Like, the projects were awesome, but when I got to the part of the course where it's like, gotta create a GitHub and put your project on there, like, I really got into procrastinator mode with that one.
Gotcha.
So I didn't do the test until I actually did that. Actually, yeah, that took a few more months to actually get done because I was
Gotcha.
procrastinating
So
on that.
so you
Yeah.
now let me ask, so you got the job before you actually completed fully as far as the proctored exam
Yeah, as far as the
with
proctored
course
exam,
careers.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
I
had
mean,
finished yeah, I had finished the other courses on Course Careers, but hadn't done the exam yet.
yeah, yeah. Sometimes that does happen with course career students, right? Like it teaches you everything. It also they teach you how to, get your resume right and get your LinkedIn, make sure all that stuff is right. And sometimes
Exactly.
companies come knocking on the door before, it's fully done, but you know the information. So I mean with that, let's kind of dive into what you were just talking about here just for a little bit. The projects that you're doing inside of the IT course, this is for your resume? Is this for you to learn? What is that about?
So the projects, I had eventually put it on my LinkedIn
Gotcha.
to show what I learned. So the three projects that I remember that were on it were OS tickets, something with AD, and there was one other that I don't remember. But I picked the OS ticket one just to show that I've got experience using this ticketing system and the ins and outs, replying back to a user, making internal notes, documentation, and all of that, as well as building OS ticket from scratch, which I don't think most people do that, but it still does show some substance with that.
Can you share with us, like, I know you went from FedEx and Amazon. Can you share what that journey was like as far as the compensation side from there to really what you're making now in IT?
Yeah, when I had taken the job, I was actually quite surprised. Like, I looked at the offer letter and I saw the salary, and I was like, oh, okay, that's a little bit more than I expected. Made 50% more hourly than I did with Amazon. It's 60K
Oh, wow.
yearly. So, and as far as I can figure, it's pretty good for a help desk job. So
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm blessed. Oh,
No, seriously, man. I mean, not only for a help desk job, but for a role that would be considered entry level, right? Like, hey, it's only up
exactly. Yeah.
it's only up.
Yep. The ladder's looking high. That's right.
Yeah, yeah, man. Man, you can't beat that. And so now that you've completed the course and you got the job in tech before you completed the course, how do you feel now? Was it worth it?
Oh, it's definitely worth it. Yeah. I'm not too sure what would have happened or what I had done had I not seen the course because this was, in reality, the first step getting into IT. Like, I've done other stuff along the journey, but this was the first foot forward. Like, Course Careers wasn't the first foot forward to get on this journey. So I'm really grateful for it, really.
Yeah, that's great. I love that. And I'm gonna go off the cuff here real quick with uh with what you did with course careers and to get into IT help desk versus what you did in the past in college, right? 10 plus years ago. Would you
Mhm.
say if the opportunity was better for you back then to do this and you had it, would it have been better to just go straight to something like course careers versus spending those years in college in the technology major?
Well, it would have been better, yes. However, would I have known? Because when
Yeah,
you are 18, right, the expectation is always to go into college, right? You've got to get that 4 year degree. There's no other way. And this was back in 2011.
yeah,
So I'm trying to think back then. It's like, were there even courses like this that would get you directly into IT? There, the thought back then is you can't get a high level job unless you have a college degree,
yeah.
right? So it would have unequivocally been better. It's just that would I have known? And the answer probably would have been no, but it would have been better.
Yeah. No, that's for sure. And that's why we're doing this, Jason. Hopefully, there is an 18-year-old searching and looking, trying to find out, and they're able to see a story like yours. Like, hey, I've been into computers all my life. And right now, the only thing that's popping up is college. And there is another
Exactly.
alternative that I might be willing to do instead if it was presented before me. So we appreciate you for sharing this. Jason, I guess what do you like most about being in the tech industry now versus Amazon and FedEx where you were before?
Well, it's a lot more free in the sense that there's like it's not a lot of pressure. Like I know that there are some IT jobs where it's fast paced and stuff like that. I remember my coworker actually came from that. Like he was at like fast paced call center type IT stuff, but now it's more project based. It's more easygoing, slow going, and that's the number one thing about it. Really, financially, obviously, it's a lot more liberating, and also just helping people. That's the number one thing because it's all about customer service at the end of the day.
For sure. Yeah, if you help enough others get what they want, you can have everything you want. And so to wrap this one, what are your career goals in the IT space, right? If you've even thought like that far ahead, what are some plans that you have for the tech industry?
Well, I've dabbled in a few things, networking, security, cloud. Like right now, I'm into cloud pretty heavy. I'm actually yesterday signed up to do the Cloud Plus test on Sunday, so pretty confident about that. I'm not 100% sure, like zeroing in what I want to do. Like I just want to get the broad knowledge so that whether or not I get into another role that involves networking, security, cloud, or a mix of all three, that's I'll be ready for it.
Yeah.
Be ready for it.
Yeah, no, I mean, and I definitely believe you will. I know you're going to pass the test here in this coming week, so we're not even worried about
No
that.
doubt. No doubt.
Yeah, so
Got to have the
what
attitude.
yeah, oh, for sure. And Jason, do you have anything that you can share with us before we get out of here?
Yeah, definitely. I think because I have seen a lot of people try to break into IT and they get a bit discouraged by looking at the job description and all that. And they're like, I don't know this. I don't have this. I don't X, Y, and Z. But like, I've got the job listing of the job that I got. And like, I'll just run down some of the examples here. Like,
Yeah.
part of the requirement is got to have an associate's degree in computer science. Don't have that. 1 to 4 years experience in help desk. Didn't have that. Certifications, it says plus, network plus, security plus. At the time, didn't have any of them. So let's see. I mean, it's across the board with most job descriptions. Like, don't get discouraged just because you don't have I or Z on the job description. I would say, hey, like, make cover letters. I know that we don't want to do them, but I made a cover letter for the job that I had done. If you are not in IT right now, study for something. You know, if you finish course careers, you want to go on to a CompTIA exam after work every day, do some hours of studying. Like, at this point, I was never a guy that loved studying, but even now that I'm in a IT job setting, every day when I come home, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get the study on. It's like second nature now. You know, IT evolves very quickly, so you gotta always get on your P's and Q's and learn the new stuff, expand your horizons. Very important. So yeah, that's what I would say, basically.
Yeah, man. No, I mean that's some good stuff. I know they're gonna if they take that information, that could really help someone, right? Knowing that, man, if you get the information and you have those like the portfolio to back it up, that you know your stuff.
100%, yeah.
Hey, no, I don't have the associates. I don't have all the certs yet, but I do have the information. I do know it. And, there might be companies out there willing to go ahead and take you in even before you pass the test.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And I'll say one more thing as well, because when you get to the interview stage, right, it's very simple. I think people get scared and think, oh, it's like an interrogation. Like, you've got to take control of the interview and make it more conversational. Like, when I remember the first call that I got from the place that I work now, and we were just talking very casually about DNS and DHCP and stuff like that. And it turned from an interrogation feeling to a conversational feeling very quickly. So you've got to go into it thinking that you've got nothing to lose, because if you don't get this job, you're going to get it at some point. That's
Yeah.
the thing. Every day that I was at Amazon, I was like, it may not be today, but at some point I'm going to get the job. Like, you got to be confident.
Keep it. Yes, keep that confidence in your pocket. It's going to help you. Man, Jason, thank
That's
you
right.
so much for this conversation, man. I know this is definitely going to help some people. And yeah, I just wanted to thank you for coming on and sharing your story with us.
No problem. I think I gave away too many secrets, but all good.
You know,
Good
listen,
stuff.
no, we thank you for giving that. And I think the people who are watching, they're going to thank you as well.
Yo, if you want to follow in Jason's footsteps by going through CourseCareers IT Help Desk course and landing your first IT job, I've included a link below in the description that's going to allow you to sign up for their free introduction course. That's going to teach you everything you need to know about what working in IT and help desk is like and how CourseCareers IT program works. I'll see you in the next one.